A quiet Sunday afternoon in late October when the rain started falling over Willow Creek. A small, sleepy town nestled between the Carolina hills. The kind of town where everyone knows your name, your family, and maybe even your secrets. That day, the streets shimmered with puddles and the leaves danced like golden confetti in the wind. Clara Evans stood by the wide window of her coffee shop. Second chances, watching the raincoat-clad figure approach from the edge of the woods. The man walked with a slow, hesitant gait, as though unsure if he belonged. The bell above the café door jingled, and the scent of earth and memory blew in with him. He was older than she remembered. But then again, they had both aged. His hair, once as black as the stormy sky, was now streaked with silver. His eyes, still that same piercing shade of blue, searched the cafe and stopped when they found her. "Hi, Clara," he said, voice soft, unsure. "It's been a long time." Clara's hand froze on the dish towel she had been drying. Her heart leapt, then fell. "James?" He nodded. Rain dripped from his coat onto the wooden floor. She could see the nervous twitch in his jaw, the silent apology in his eyes. 17 years. That's how long it had been since James Thompson disappeared from her life, taking with him not just her heart, but every promise they had made under the weeping willows by the creek. "Why are you here?" she asked, her voice cool, but not cruel. He looked down at his boots, shifting his weight. "I heard about your father. I wanted to say, I'm sorry. He was a good man." Clara's throat tightened. Her father had passed 6 months ago, and the loss still hung over her like a dense fog. He had loved James once, treated him like a son. Before James left without a word. "You're 17 years too late for condolences." James didn't flinch. He looked around the cafe, painted soft yellow, lined with mismatched chairs and shelves of second-hand books. "You made something beautiful here. It was built out of wreckage. You should know," she said sharply. Silence settled between them like dust. "I don't expect you to forgive me," James said, his voice gravel now. I needed to see you. To say I'm sorry." She watched him for a long moment. The rain tapped against the windows like a metronome of memory. "You should go," she said finally. James nodded, the hurt in his eyes buried beneath resignation. "Okay." But as he turned to leave, a voice inside Clara, small but insistent, spoke. Ask him why. She had buried that question for nearly 2 decades, but it clawed its way back to her lips. "Wait." James stopped. "Why did you leave?" The room seemed to still. The hum of the espresso machine, the ticking clock, even the rain, all quieted. James turned back. "I was scared," he said simply. "Scared of not being enough. Scared of hurting you. So I hurt you anyway by disappearing." Clara stared at him, words caught in her throat. Part of her wanted to scream, to demand more, to tell him how much she had suffered. But another part, a part that had healed slowly, like old bone, simply ached with quiet sadness. "You were enough," she whispered. James's eyes glistened. He nodded again and stepped outside into the falling rain. Clara stood still for a long while after he left. She didn't cry. She didn't rage. She simply stood there, the air thick with the scent of coffee, autumn, and something else. Something old and unfinished. That night, As she closed the cafe and locked the door, she glanced across the street to the bus stop. James was still there, sitting under the rusted roof. Soaked to the bone. She sighed. Then she did something unexpected. She walked across the street, umbrella in hand, and sat beside him. "You hungry?" James looked at her, surprised. "Yeah, I guess I am." Clara handed him the umbrella. "There's still soup. Come in. You can dry off." And just like that, a new rain began to fall, this time. Not outside, but inside her heart. Not a storm, just a gentle drizzle that hinted at spring.